number one on the chat if this is the first time you've ever heard from me. Maybe you're in another team, in another business. Maybe you have no idea who I am. You joined the Millionaire Makers chat, and this is the first time you've ever heard me speak. Okay, that's a lot of ones. Adding to the nerves, or actually, no, adding to the excitement, because I feel like I have a lot to share. Let me see if I can lower this a little bit. It's a very, like, it's a subject that's very close to my heart. I'm obviously a little bit nervous. So I just hope that I can bring some perspective to you guys, okay? So the title of the call was Leaving the Uncomfortable for the Unknown. And that is something that I recently just learned, okay? I am 28 years old. I'm about to be 29 next week. So it took 28 years old, 20 years of life for me to realize how many of us are always stuck in a comfort zone. Okay, and it can be a ton of different things. It can be a relationship, it can be a career, it can be a friendship, a living situation, and we ignore it, okay, because our comfort zone is just so comfortable. It's safe. It's what we know. And a lot of the times, that is one of the main reasons why we are not succeeding, why we are not moving up in life, why you are not finding true happiness. Okay, and true happiness, like, what does that mean to you? I feel like we all put a certain label on, when I get here, I'm going to be happy. When I make this much money, when I have these many kids, when I get married, when I reach a certain promotion at work. And we tie happiness to a certain goal. And then when we get that goal, we're still not completely fulfilled. And that's my story. And I want to briefly share it with you guys, because there are a lot of you that don't know who I am, and you're listening to me for the first time. But I recently just got a divorce. I was in a 7-year relationship. 5 of those years we were married. And from very early on, since my wedding day, I knew I wasn't in the right relationship, but it was not a bad relationship, okay? And I want you guys to pay attention to that, because that is what will keep you in a comfortable place. It's not a bad place. Okay, I'm going to use my example of a relationship. I wasn't in an abusive relationship. I wasn't in a relationship where we were fighting all the time. Like, it was good. It was just chill. It was normal. We became friends. And so I stayed. I joined the business that I'm with now, and I started searching for that happiness. And I thought my happiness was getting to the top of the company. I thought my happiness was making my first $1 million. My happiness was moving to the big house and driving my dream car. And I checked all of that off. In less than 3 years, I got to where I never thought I could get and more. And guys, I got there and I had all the things, and I was still not 150% fulfilled. And it took a very deep and honest conversation with someone for me to realize that I was ignoring the one thing that was stopping me from being truly happy. And for me, it was that I was settling in my relationship. For you, it can be that you're settling with a career, at a job, with a friendship, with a spouse, whatever the case may be. You are all settling at something right now because it feels comfortable, because it's what you're used to, because it is safe, because you are scared of the unknown. You are scared of, if I leave this career that I went to school for, that I've been at for 10 years, am I going to be good at anything else? Am I going to get another job? You are scared of, if I leave this relationship that I've been in for 10 years, is it too late? I'm already 50 years old. I'm never going to find love. Or what are people going to think? That was my issue. I have always been so worried about what are people going to think, especially in my place. I made my relationship seem like it was the best thing on earth. I was lying to the world because I was lying to myself, and I believed it. Okay, I didn't believe in divorce. I didn't think divorce was an option. So I had to settle for where I was, not knowing that I was literally running away from true happiness. Okay, so I want you guys to think today, like, what are you settling for? What area in your life is not the best of where it can be? Remember, it doesn't have to be bad. Things don't have to be bad for you to want them to get better. Okay, you can be here and be good, but why not be here and be the best version of you? Your comfort zone is just your line of preference. Okay, You don't feel like you need to do more because you already made it. In my case, I already got married. I already had the baby. Like that's what we're supposed to do, right? So you get comfortable there. You don't want to make a change. If in your career, you already got to your promotion, you're already making $50K a year and you save $100 a month and you're comfortable, you're in your comfort zone. You're in your line of preference. Sorry, I'm trying to not get off Instagram here. So how long have you been stuck there for? And ask yourself, if in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're in the same place, you're in the same situation, you're in the same relationship, you're in the same job, you're living in the same place, are you going to be happy? And you know why it's so hard to answer that question? Because a lot of you don't know what true happiness feels like. And you know why I can tell you that? Because I didn't know what true happiness felt like. I thought I did. Guys, I had a great life. I had a son. He is my life. But he is not my life. I have to put myself first. And for my moms on this call, we do that a lot. We put our kids first. Not even my son brought me the ultimate happiness that I feel now. And you know why right now I'm the happiest? Because I'm free. Because I'm being honest. Because I'm living my truth. And my truth was getting a divorce, even though it was against everything I believed in. My truth was coming out to the world and saying, like, the whole relationship I've been showing you has been fake. Inside I was dying. Inside I was rotting. Inside I was not happy. And like I told you, and I want to emphasize, I know there's a lot of people listening, it was not a abusive relationship. It was not something that I was crying about every day. It was just not good. Okay? Remember what Albert Einstein says. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And if you're in my team, and I tell my girls all the time, you guys are asking me the same question, expecting me to give you a different answer, just because of your lack of execution, your lack of putting yourself out there. So ask yourself, in your current life, in the situation you are today, what are you changing? Okay, what moves are you making differently in order to get different results, in order to experience that true happiness, in order to get uncomfortable? Okay, you need to be better to deserve better. And the best way to be better is to love yourself and put yourself first. And that is something that is so hard for us to do. We always put ourselves last. We don't make ourselves a priority. We think it's selfish. We don't think it's important. We think our kids come first. We think our spouses come first. We think our career comes first. Who's behind all of that? You. And if you are not living your truth, and if you are not truly happy, and if you are not putting yourself first, it's going to crumble. That fake marriage is going to crumble. That job that you hate is going to crumble. Those fake relationships and friendships that you keep around for convenience, they're going to crumble. Because if you are not living your truth, you are not getting ahead in life. You guys are all part of this Millionaire Makers chat because you want more motivation, more money, more perspective. You want to be better in a certain area of your life, at least one of them. So you're seeking that, which is great, but you can be seeking all the help, and until you are not ready to help yourself first, none of the help you're receiving will make a difference. Okay? So stop lying to yourself. Stop settling. Stop saying, like, I am where I'm supposed to be, or this is where I belong. It's not true. Okay? Stop saying, oh, I'm not in a bad relationship. It could be worse. Or mine is not that bad. He or she will change. My boss is going to get nicer. I will eventually get a raise. What will people say if I went to school for 10 years to become a doctor and now I decided to be an entrepreneur? Oh, it's been too long. I've been in this cycle for 20 years. How am I going to start now? Stop. Those are excuses. And excuses are for losers. And none of you are losers if you're on this call on a Monday morning. So stop lying to yourself. Stepping out of your comfort zone is like stepping out of a cave. Okay? If you're in a cave, I heard this example in a podcast. Can't remember which one right now, but it's like stepping out of a cave. You're in this cave and you don't know what's outside. It's scary. It's not safe. So you stay in the cave. Okay? You may not be fulfilled. You may not be happy, but you are safe. You are all safe where you are right now. And it's so easy to play it safe. Okay? So step out of the cave. I want you guys to think of your comfort zone like a rubber band. Okay, we can stretch this rubber band, we can stretch this rubber band, we can stretch it. If we stop stretching it, it just goes back to its regular size. But if you stretch the rubber band until it snaps, there's no going back. So you need to stretch that comfort zone until it snaps and you're out of it. You're out of that vicious cycle. And it's going to feel like the world is coming to an end, because it felt like the world was coming to an end for me. Okay? For those of you that don't know me, again, to give you perspective, 7-year marriage. On social media, we made it seem like it was the best thing on the planet. I never opened up to anyone, not my family, not my best friends, about how I truly was feeling. But you know what? Those people that love you realize it, and they can see through the BS and the act we put up. And it took one person that loves me to come up to me and ask me serious, hard questions that I want you to ask yourself. Think of what is that thing that's lingering in the back of your mind as I'm talking right now. Is it a relationship? Is it a job? Is it a boss? What is it? A friendship? Something is there and you're like, okay, this is like, I've been settling for. And I was asked, are you truly happy? And of course I said, yes, because who's going to say no? Who's going to admit, no, I'm not truly happy? We won't, because we have egos and we care too much what people think. And we rather die in misery inside and put up a show for the world to see, because we're here to please everyone except ourselves, right? Wrong. That needs to stop today. So I was asked this question, are you happy? And I said, yes. Are you sure you're happy? And I said, yes. They go, what makes you happy? What about being in this relationship makes you happy? And I'm like, I'm just happy. Like, he's a good dad. Like, he's my husband. I had no substance to my answers because there was no substance to my relationship. There was no substance to my life. And no money and no success and no mansions and no cars and no trips were going to fulfill that like emptiness that I felt inside. Okay? We're always in a constant battle between our brain and our gut. Your gut is like your emotional compass. It knows what you should do, that gut feeling you have. Your brain is your safety net. And your brain is always going to try to talk you out of everything that's scary, that's different, because it's protecting you. That's the job of the brain, okay? So are you following your brain or are you following your gut? Your gut feeling is always right. And it's going to feel like it's the scary thing to do, like it's the wrong thing to do, like it's not necessary. I'm here telling you today that it is. I'm here telling you that one decision that seems like it's going to make your life end will actually be the decision that's going to start your life over. I don't care if you're 18 or I don't care if you're 70 years old. I don't care if you've been in that terrible job for a month or if you've been in that terrible job for 15 years. I don't care if you just got with your boyfriend yesterday or if you've been married for 30 years with 5 kids. It is not too late to put yourself first. Okay, I want you guys to get rid of comfort zone and start thinking of necessary zone. Okay, so it is necessary to keep growing. Your growth in characters deepens relationships. You feel more alive. It's not an aspiration to be better. It's a must to be better. So let's look at that necessary zone. Like, I need to grow. I need to be better. I need to do more. I need to receive more. And look at 3 areas in your life and find that necessary. And these areas are relationships, career, and health. Okay? What is that necessary zone in those areas? And how can you be better at that? It's a need. It's not a want. You need to change. Don't wait for tragedy. Don't wait for scarcity. Don't wait for obligation. Don't wait for it to be too late. It is so much easier to stay comfortable than to try. And I know a lot of you think it's too late. Because you know what the crazy thing about social media is? That when I was going through my process, I shared a little bit because I'm very open with my followers and, very surface. And the amount of people that have reached out to me and said, Joe, thank you. Thanks to you, I'm leaving this toxic relationship. Thanks to you, I'm quitting because my boss treats me like shit. Thanks to you. And I was like, all I did was share my experience. But what happens is that we are all so scared to speak up. Okay, it always takes one person to have courage and to tell you, hey, you're going to be okay. It's going to be hard, but choose your heart. It's hard to be unhappy and it's hard to chase happiness, especially because of all of the outside world. But choose your heart. My heart has brought me the most happiness I've ever experienced in my life. Okay? So I have realized that throughout me sharing my experience, my story, my journey, there are so many people hiding behind a mask, hiding because they're not happy, not being fair to themselves. And let me tell you something, by you staying in a comfortable situation, by you staying in a place of safety, the only person you're hurting is yourself. You are not giving yourself the credit that you deserve. You are not giving yourself the life that you deserve, because only you know how you truly feel, and you're keeping yourself in a place where you are not happy. Because what are people going to say? Because it's been too long. Because this is what I studied. Because my parents would kill me. Because what is the world going to say? Because what are my kids going to say? Because too many people like look up to me now and it's too late. No, nothing matters if you are not truly happy and fulfilled. So I want you guys to ask yourself that today. What is my comfort zone? What am I settling for? Who am I settling for? And why am I settling? It's terrifying to make change. Yes. It's terrifying to pick up and leave. Yes. It's terrifying to start over. Yes. But it's more terrifying to die tomorrow and know you didn't live your truth. It's more terrifying to know that you didn't give it your all. It's more terrifying to know that you didn't see what you were capable of doing. You don't know what that amazing side of you looks like, and you're scared of it. You're scared to see how good you can be. You're scared to see that you can try this new business and become super successful. I was scared of it. I was scared to see if I tried this business, where would it take me? What would I do with millions of dollars? I was scared of being a single mom. I was scared of what people are going to say. I was scared of my own potential, and I was not allowing myself to get there. And right now I've been getting here, and I'm just getting started, and I've loved every single second of it. Every struggle, every lesson, every setback that I just bounced up from, it's been worth it. So I ask you today to start living for you, to start living your truth, to start getting so uncomfortable it hurts, to start getting so uncomfortable you don't realize, like you don't recognize, what you're doing. You don't recognize the person that you are trying to become. You don't recognize all the changes you are making. Don't be consumed by the way people see you. Don't be consumed by what you have shown in the past, what you have said in the past. The past is yesterday and it's gone. And the future is tomorrow and it's not promised. The present is right now. And right now you're on this call for a reason. And right now you're thinking about something that you're settling with or for. And right now you're saying, should I try to make a change? Or it's too hard. Sorry, Joe. Like, thanks for the message, but it's just hard. And that's the thought that went through my head when that person came up to me and I had that conversation with her, and I didn't admit anything to her. I was like, okay, whatever, like I'll think about it. She got out of my car, guys, and I started bawling. And I said, this is my chance to break free from the lie I've been living, or to keep swallowing it for the rest of my life. I'm only 28 years old. My son is going to be 18 and he's going to leave at some point. Am I going to continue living for the lies, for the shows, for social media, for my son, for the fake family? Or am I going to start living for myself? And it was rough. It was so rough. I was like, you really want me? Like, you think I can get a divorce now? Like, everything I've done, everything. Yeah, it's never too late. Okay? Your happiness comes before everyone else's. And for my moms, yes, even your kids. Your happiness comes before your kids' happiness. Because if you are not happy, you can't be a good mom. If you are not happy, you can't be a good wife. If you are not happy, you can't be a good sister, a good friend, a good coworker, a good leader. So ask yourself, am I truly happy? Okay? And some action steps, some things that helped me. Number one is you have to acknowledge it. You need to have the guts to say, I'm settling for this. I'm not happy in this area. I am not truly happy in this area. Stop freaking worrying about what you tell the world. I can think of so many friends off the top of my head right now that I know they're not happy, but they're literally repeating my story. And I'm like, girl, learn from me. No, it's too scary. So number one is acknowledge it. Where are you lacking? Where are you settling? Where are you not truly happy? Where are you putting up a show? Number two is start taking the right action steps. And they start with looking within. Okay, reading, getting a lot of books that have to do with whatever issue you're going through. Personal development, practicing self-love, practicing what it is to put yourself first for one day. Make one small change a day. I know it's very drastic to go from being, an employee for 10 years to someone to quitting. I don't expect you to quit your job from one day to another, but start exploring what else can you do that makes you happy. Maybe another job, maybe another career. Okay, it's not easy to leave a relationship from one day to another, even though I did it, because I know when I'm going after something, I don't look back. But not everyone is like that. So little steps, but number one, acknowledge it. Number two, be very clear of where you want to go, and you can never look back. No matter how hard it gets, no matter what people say, no matter everything that comes your way, you can never look back, because you looking back is that rubber band's just shrinking back to your comfort zone. You need to keep running so fast forward that rubber band will snap. You're out of that comfort zone and you're starting to live a new life. So guys, whether this is a career change that I'm inspiring you to take, a relationship change, a lifestyle change. Remember, one of the three things that I said you need to look at your necessary zone is your health. Okay? Are you smoking too much? Are you drinking too much? Are you doing drugs? Are you obese? Are you not going to the gym? Are you not having healthy eating habits? Okay? It's relationships, career, and health. Those are the three things we need to look at, our necessary zones. And for me, I was all the way up in my career. I was all the way up in my health. And my relationship was non-existent, basically. So check those three areas out for you and see where you have to make the changes. At the end of the day, your body is your temple. You are your savior. Like, no one is coming out to save you. You need to look out for yourself. And if you can't even be honest with yourself, you cannot be honest with the world. And keep that in mind. Okay, I always tell my team, like, hold yourself accountable. Be a woman of your word. For our business, like I always tell them, if you say you're going to hit a rank, hit the freaking rank. Why is it that when you promise something to someone else, you get it done, but when you promise something to yourself, you don't? And the perfect example is the gym. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, you never wake up, you get tired. It's okay, because no one knew you were going to the gym. But if you tell someone, I'm going to be in your house at 6 a.m., you don't care what happens. You show up because you don't want to look bad with that person. How about looking bad with yourself? How about you respect yourself a little more to say, Joe, you told yourself you were going to do this. You make it happen. The weight of what you tell yourself has so much more power than what you tell others. And once you start taking yourself more seriously and respecting yourself more, everyone else will take you more seriously and everyone else will respect you more. But you need to be living your truth, and you need to start getting uncomfortable, and you need to go after the unknown. Because for me, the unknown has been life-changing. For me, the unknown was literally a rebirth. I'm a completely different person. I will tell everyone my life started over at 28 years old. The unknown for you could be your unanswered prayers, but you're not going to get the unknown if you stay in that comfortable cave of yours. Okay? I want to remind you that you're not alone. Everyone here is settling in one way or another. Everyone here is lying in one way or another. But worry about you and take care of you and look at those changes for you and do you for you and be selfish. Be super freaking selfish. I am giving you permission to be selfish, because when I started being selfish and I started putting myself first, that's when the glow up happened for me. That's when everything started working out for me. Okay, I know this was a little, I want to say deep, but I feel like someone had to hear it. And if it hits one person in this call, and I inspire you to just make that change and take that leap and get uncomfortable, then my job here is done. But what I do know is that every single one of you are settling for something right now. And 99% of you are going to be too scared to make a change because you're too concerned about what people will say, about how things have been, about what you know how to do, and you're too scared of your own potential. Wake up. You have one life to live, and every second of it counts. What are you doing with it? Are you living for you, or are you living for others? Okay, and with that, guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Like I played in the beginning of this call, it's all about the climb. It's all about what you're doing every single day, the work you're putting into yourself every single day, and put yourself first. Go tell the world, some random girl named Joe told me that I could be selfish today. Some random girl named Joe told me I could leave everything behind and start over and chase my happiness. And when you are truly happy, I want to hear from you, and I want to hear your story. Because if it's as fulfilling as mine, we are literally going to change the world. Okay? So I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. I hope you have an amazing week. And I hope you all start leaving that comfort zone today, whatever it may be. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I hope this was helpful. Bye, guys.